I'm looking at very closely right now. I'm going to look over here at ES as well. Just get our levels, get a few of our levels. So I already have Asia high and Asia low charted out on ES. So at 10 p.m. over here, or 9:45 p.m. is our high, and then over here at 7 p.m. is our low. Yeah, so far right now we're looking pretty bearish, guys. Looking pretty bearish after that start. So remember, yeah, very aggressive. So remember how I always say at market open, we typically will see some kind of Judas swing, fake out move, right? And to grab liquidity on one side before getting continuation to the opposite side. So now what we're looking for is for us to actually displace these lows down here. This was something I was looking at last night. I didn't take any trade, but this was something I was looking for, was going to be the shorts last night, but I ended up falling asleep anyway, so I didn't call it out or anything. I didn't take it. But because we took out Asia high, I wanted to see us come back down and try to take out Asia low. And you can see we got very close last night. Very close, but didn't end up taking this trade. Would have gotten stopped out if I did. Because I only had like a 25 tick stop if I was going to take the trade or if I was going to call it out. But that's something we'll talk about more too, is our Asia session highs and lows and how we can use those to take trades during London session. And, you know, I called out one the other night, and I'll probably call out some more in the future. Anyways, guys, very, very bearish here. Very, very bearish. Look at that move. Okay, so now that we're displacing these lows very aggressively, got to see if we're going to get any kind of retracement here. Got to see if we're going to get some kind of retracement. What would be nice is on this 5 minute, if we form a fair value gap right here maybe. If this ends up becoming a 5 minute fair value gap and we get some kind of retracement, I would like to see some pullback. Right now we're not really getting any pullback here. We're just kind of dropping pretty aggressively. Let's check out. So in terms of news, guys, it's kind of more of a no news Monday. So typically I would expect us to have more of a ranging day because we don't have news coming out. But so far that's not the case. So far we're, you know, it's still market open, so obviously we're getting a little more volatility than we'll have for the rest of the day. But yeah, pretty aggressive drop here. Power of 3, or accumulation, manipulation, distribution. We've now closed below these lows, taking out all these liquidity levels, getting strong displacement. So now I'm just waiting for these, you know, breakaway fair value gaps to form, get retrace, you know, maybe order blocks to try to take it short down to this volume gap down below. So we'll see if we even get the opportunity to get in a trade here. Remember, guys, I don't like to trade right at market open. I like to wait. Normally this is on a Monday. I wouldn't expect this aggressive of a move already. So we're gonna see if we're gonna be able to get in on this move at all. So far, not really offering us the opportunity. That's okay, guys. Remember, we have a whole day of trading ahead of us. We don't need to just rush into a trade. I know some of you might have taken this short. But me personally, I'm not going to rush into a trade and try to chase price. Remember, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for a good setup with good risk management, something clean. All right, so now we didn't get any pullback on that move. That was a crazy move there. That was a crazy move. Like, I probably wouldn't have taken this anyways because we didn't get any pullback at all. So there wasn't really too many opportunities to get in this unless you got a perfect entry up here or you chased throughout this trade, then maybe. But look how far ES is still from this volume gap over here too. ES is still kind of far from it. We're obviously in the gap on NQ. Look at this 15-minute. That 15-minute candle is insane. So we're forming, if this 15-minute candle closes like this, guys, that's a bearish breaker here. This high, low, higher, high, displacement of the low. So that means this lowest down close candle right here on this move, this would be our breaker right here. And if we trade back up into that, I'd be looking to take it short. Yeah, so if we were chasing into this level here, I'm gonna look to take it short, guys. We'll have a breaker on the 15 and the 5-minute. We'll see if we can get that retracement. As long as we close below this and we retrace back into this, I'll still look to take it short. You know, probably all the way back down to here. Let me see what level this is here. I was charting out. This is an hourly fair value gap down here. So yeah, we have targets down below. We've got some sell side targets still. Kind of all the way down to these lows. So yeah, if we form this breaker, I'm going to look to take it short. Once we trace back up into this area, this 15-minute closes in about 20 seconds. So let's just see like what our risk management would look like if we try to get in a short up here. Remember, guys, the issue here is I'd have to probably keep a stop just above that 50% depending on my entry. And if we did retrace farther up into it, I'd have to look for a re-entry if I ended up getting stopped out. Alright, so we got that close below. We've officially formed that 15-minute bearish breaker. Okay, so now I'm expecting price to retrace back up into this level and to try to take this short. Alright, so I want my entry up here. This, you know, maybe off this 1-minute fair value gap here right when we enter that 15-minute breaker. Okay, so I'm looking for shorts here. After strongly displacing, we got strong displacement here on the 15-minute time frame. Good 15-minute bearish breaker here. So as long as price offers us some kind of retracement to the market or back up here, that's when I'm looking for an entry. If that doesn't happen, I won't be looking for an entry unless I see something very clear. So let's see what happens here, guys. Let's see what happens. Remember, I'm looking for that drop. Looking for a move down. I start to do my pre-market analysis at 6:30 a.m. guys. 6:30 a.m. I do it right at market open so that people aren't trying to force trades into the market at market open, because that's how a lot of people lose money, because it's too volatile and they end up taking too many trades and it's just not good overall. So that's why I like to do my pre-market analysis at 6:30, so that everybody, instead of trying to force trades with high volatility, they're focused on charting, they're focused on getting their levels down first. So then we wait for the market to settle down a little bit, to kind of calm down, to get less volatile, so that we can look for better trade setups. Right? We can find better trade setups. So 6:30 a.m. Pacific time is when I start my pre-market analysis. Okay, and then I usually start looking for trades around 6:45. Alright, so it's 6:47 right now. So I'm looking for that trade. I'm liking this setup, right? So if we come up here and we get a good reaction off of this 15-minute breaker, that's when I'm looking for shorts. I'm not just going to rush into the shorts if we're looking very bullish. But if we trade up into this level and we start to bounce, that's when I start to look for shorts. Okay, so let's see how we react off of this breaker up here. I won't enter until we enter this breaker, right? I'm always going to start off my position with a half a lot, right? So I'll start off with half a lot, and then I'll add into a full if the trade starts moving in our direction, right? So that's what I'll be looking at. And it's up to you if you want to add into it, if you want to have a heavier position today, if a lighter position. Depends on your account size, depends on what you're looking at today. You know, I always recommend starting out the week with kind of lighter positions because you're just, you know, getting back into that trading feeling. You're kind of getting back into the swing of things. So it's normally better to kind of start off with a lighter position. That's kind of what I do. Right, but if I have a lot of conviction in a trade, I might go in a little bit heavier. Like this one here, looks like we're forming this fair value gap here. We're trying to form a fair value gap here on the 15-minute, 5-minute time frame. Okay, so we're forming this order block fair value gap. Remember, that's one of my favorite setups, is the breaker with an order block right below, fair value gap overlapping that unicorn model. No, I'm not in yet, guys. I'm not in. I'm waiting for us to enter into this 15-minute breaker up here and for us to get a reaction off of it. I want to see us get a reaction off this breaker first. Then I'll look to get in a position. Remember, I'm not just going to enter right when we enter the breaker because I want to see a reaction off of it first. I want to see a good reaction off of it first. So like that, we're starting to get a good reaction. Okay, I'm going to add into a half a lot here. I'm adding into a half a lot here, right? So I just got my entry. Remember, it's riskier to get an entry at the bottom, but I'm going to take it because I like that we entered into that breaker and I want to see if we're going to get a reaction. So 17,863.75 is my entry, so it's lower than I had wanted it to, but I was waiting for a reaction. Remember, guys, it's riskier to get an entry at the bottom. So I'm going to keep a 55 tick stop with half a lot. 17,877.50 is going to be my stop. That's going to be my stop right now. You know, so we still have a lot of room to retrace up. That's why I'm only going in half a lot right now because I'm still testing out the market. Remember, my first trade is always kind of a test. Just kind of feeling out the market, how it's going to react off my levels. All right, so that's a good start off that 15. The one thing that we could have is we could form this 15-minute fair value gap and we could retrace back up into that level. For first TP, look at that move. We've already had a 1-to-1 there. I might just start to take first TP here, guys. Okay. That was weird. I sold one position there, guys. I just sold one position. I was in two minis there, and my break even moved like all the way down here, which is strange. I didn't expect that to happen because I added into both my positions all the way up here. Anyways, I'm gonna start to move my stop down, but now I don't know why that happened. That was weird. I'm gonna move my stop to break even though, which is all the way down at 17,849.75 now for some reason. But anyways, that's pretty good so far. We just hit 91 ticks from our original entry there. But now my stop is all the way down here, so I might get stopped out kind of quick. We'll see. We'll see if this will keep running. Good trade so far. Good trade so far. Full TP you could take it at the break of this low. You could take a full TP now if you'd like, since we've already hit 100 ticks just now. Or you could keep holding, right? We've got a low down here. I mean, so far that's a very solid trade, guys. So far we've already won our trade. I'll let you know if I get stopped out. I don't know why my break even moved down so much. But yeah, this is a good full TP down here if we break this low. You know, like I said, we still could retrace up in that 15-minute. Let's see if I get stopped out here. Yeah, I don't know why my entry moved, my stop break even moved all the way down to here. Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. I'm still in this trade right now. I'm still going to keep holding it. We'll see if we can drop. But remember, like I said, guys, this 15-minute, we'll see if that's a good 15-minute candle. So we might keep dropping. we might keep dropping here. And now we're forming this 5-minute order block right here that we could bounce off as well. So pretty good trade so far, guys. Pretty good trade. We've hit 121 ticks already on that trade. 121 ticks. Pretty solid start to the week so far. Pretty solid start to the week so far. I'm going to sell everything down here at the bottom and then wait for a retracement move. Okay, I'm gonna get out completely. I just got out completely. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for a retracement move. Off, you know, I want to see us. You guys can keep holding this. This could definitely still really drop here. This could definitely still really drop. So I mean, you could keep holding this if you want, but we've already hit over 120 ticks, and we might retrace a little bit now that we have this fair value gap above. So that's why I kind of just took some profit. I just took some profit on that one. Just because my whole entry got all messed up. That was pretty strange there. Pretty strange. Anyways, yeah, that's a good start to our week so far, guys. That was a really good trade setup, high confluence there. But I'm still looking for something else because there's still a good setup here. Again, you can keep holding these shorts because they might keep dropping, or you can sell everything here at the bottom. That's up to you. That's up to you. I sold everything down here around 120 ticks. We just hit over 130 ticks there, guys. So 130 ticks there. Bag secured, exactly. Yeah, guys, remember, if you want to keep holding this, move your stop to profit. You can do that. But now we have this 5-minute order block up here with the fair value gap. So we have this unicorn entry model up here. Well, the 15-minute still has to close, but this is what I was expecting, guys, is us to form this fair value gap up here on the 15 and possibly retrace, but we might not even get that full retracement. We'll see. So what I'll look for here is if I might look for a re-entry up here, actually. Let's say we retrace up to here, this 1-minute fair value gap right here. Get rid of this one. You know, if we retrace into this 1-minute fair value gap here, I might look for another re-entry. Again, you guys could keep holding this. We had a very solid entry up here. We had a very solid entry up top, guys. So you guys could definitely keep holding this. This has some room to drop here. Yeah, so at least have your stop into profit at this point. You know, secure that profit. Don't let it go. Another great start. Great start to the week. Hey, there we go, Omar. Look at that. Look at that. Solid. Solid. So, guys, then my next entry I'll look for, one of two things, is if we bounce off this 1-minute fair value gap here, I'll look for an entry. Because of this 5-minute, we have this 5-minute order block here. Or I'll wait for us to try to close on this 15-minute and come up into this fair value gap. We'll see what kind of reaction we get off this 1-minute fair value gap. I do still like the shorts here, but I'm not going to get entry unless we get a strong reaction off this fair value gap because we still have a lot of room to retrace. But if we start to get a reaction off this bearish fair value gap here, I'll look to take it short for a re-entry. We'll see though. Like I said, we have room to retrace up top, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to make sure there's a strong reaction before I get into the shorts. All right, this is, yeah, I have not gotten an entry yet. I have not gotten an entry. Remember, we still have potential to come up to here, so I'm not going to force an entry here. Yes, we're about to hit 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. Hourly is about to close. Let's see. If we start to get a strong reaction, though, I will look to short this again. But not until that happens. Because like I said, guys, this 15-minute is what's keeping me from getting in yet. We're forming this 15-minute order block here. We are trading back into this 15-minute or this 5-minute order block, so we have a strong level of resistance, but I want to wait for a strong reaction before I enter into anything else. Especially after taking a win to start the day. I want to make sure I'm taking a good trade here. We're still a little volatile right here. Okay, we have about 2 minutes left on our 15-minute candle. 2 minutes left on our 15-minute candle. So let's see what happens here. Remember, guys, I would love to see us form this 15-minute order block, trade up into this fair value gap here, and short it from there. That would be a very good setup for me. Grabbing buy-side liquidity into this fair value gap on the 5 and the 15-minute, and taking it short from up there. That would be my ideal entry. But we'll see if we drop back down and respect this fair value gap and continue to drop. I might still look to take it short from here. We got about 1 minute left on this 15-minute candle, 1 minute left on our hourly. So we just displaced this 1 minute fair value gap. So here's the issue. Our hourly, we need our hourly to displace this low and form a little bit of a breaker here. We need our hourly to form a breaker here. So I want to see our hourly close below this low. Because right now our hourly came down and filled that volume gap, and it kind of pumped pretty aggressively. So look how much we're pumping here. Kind of wanted to see us close below on the hourly time frame. Look, we have this high, low, higher, high. Now I want to see displacement of this hourly candle here, forming an hourly bearish breaker. Because that's just extra confluence in the shorts there. That'd be extra confluence in the shorts, because if not, we might see price try to push through these resistance levels here. Okay, we've got about a few seconds left. Okay, so we didn't form it on the hourly. We do have it on the 15-minute though. So let's see how we get, if we get a reaction off this 15-minute unicorn setup here. That was a perfect sell for us though, guys. We sold at the right time. We sold at the right time there, didn't we? That was kind of like the sniper exit right there. We caught about 120, 130 ticks depending on when you exited. Got out at the perfect time, and then we see this pump happen. So we have these equal lows down here now. We still have a target down on the sell side. So once I start to see a reaction on this 15-minute, I'll start to look for shorts. I need to see a strong reaction here though off this breaker for me to want to get in the shorts, because otherwise we're still looking we're looking pretty aggressive to the upside right now. Okay, so I'd like to see a reaction for me to want to enter back into the shorts. Right now we're looking a little too bullish for that. Little too bullish for that. Especially, guys, we just caught a really solid winning trade. We're not going to force another entry unless we see something really good. Like when I'm looking at the 5-minute and the 15, we still look like we're very bearish because we are still in these bearish breakers. But I really wanted to see that hourly time frame form a breaker too, which we did not. So let's see what happens here. If we start to get a strong reaction back to the downside, I'll still look for shorts. Okay, I'm going to test out the shorts again. I'm going to test out the shorts again here. So I just got an entry. I got an entry there at 17,873. 17,873. I'm going to keep, man, my stop, I'm going to keep it at, I'm in half a lot right now. I'm still in half a lot. Remember, guys, we still have a lot of potential to pump here, so this is a more aggressive entry again, but I like that reaction on the 15-minute. I'm going to keep my stop above, like at 55 ticks again, 17,886.75. I'm going to add into a full. I'm going to add into a full there. So my entry just moved down a little bit. Guys, this is me being very aggressive here. Very aggressive. Just letting you know, guys, this is me being very aggressive. My entry just moved all the way down here. So I need to move my stop down now. So now I'm in a full. I'm going to keep it at 50 ticks. I'm going to move it down to 17,883.75. Okay, so I'm going to keep a 50 tick stop. It's not giving myself much room to run. Okay, but that 15-minute, I loved that reaction on our 15-minute. Look at that wick on the 15-minute off that fair value gap, guys. That's exactly what I want to see happen. Okay, so for first TP, you know, we could take first TP at a 1-to-1, 50 ticks here. If we start to drop, we just got to see that drop happen right now. You know, we could take first TP down here about 83 ticks on this 1 minute fair value gap. We'll just see if we get that drop. I'll start to figure out when I'm going to sell my position. Again, we need to see an aggressive drop here. It needs to happen soon. I don't want to see us pump from here. You know, even if we do, that's okay. I like this setup. I love that. This is a unicorn model, guys. One of my favorite setups. I love that. I waited for a reaction off of VWAP, off of this fair value gap. So this is when I'd want to see those shorts start to come into play. And if they don't, well, that's the risk I'm willing to take here. You know, try to hold all the way back down to these shorts again, back down to these lows. So let's see. I'll probably look to take first TP, you know, around a 1-to-1, so around 50 ticks here. Maybe even hold down to like 83 ticks for first TP. We're just going to see how aggressively we drop. If we drop really aggressively, I'll hold all the way down to 83 ticks for my first TP. But if we kind of start to stall a little bit around 50 ticks, that's when I would just take my profit. I don't like that wick on the 1 minute there at all. 15 minutes still looks great. The 15 and the 5 minute look amazing right now, right? It's just how are we going to close? How are we going to close? Right? I want to see this 5 minute close down like we're moving here. And I want to see it start to drop here. I want to see it start to drop. Aggressive volume. Okay, so right now I have my first TP limit order down here at 83 ticks, down here at this 1 minute fair value gap. So I'm just going to keep it there for now, and then I'll start to, you know, adjust my plan. If we do start to move into profit, if we do start to get that drop, I'll start to adjust my plan a little bit. You know, maybe if we don't drop aggressively and we're kind of just sitting around 1-to-1, I'll look to take my TP. But like I said, if we drop with a lot of aggressive movement, then I want to hold this all the way down to our next level that we might bounce from. Again, guys, here's another thing is we did displace these highs. This could be a 1 minute bullish breaker here. So this is why we're seeing support from this level, right? But again, it's only the 1 minute time frame, so it's not as strong as our other, you know, like our 15 and 5 minute. That's why I don't see it as the strongest level. But we're seeing a reaction off of it right now, so we really are going to have to push through this high right here, through this candle, to see those shorts continue. I mean, looking at that 5 and 15 minute, that was an amazing reaction. There's no way I wasn't going to take that trade setup, right? There's no way I wasn't going to take this trade setup. A unicorn model, strong reaction off the unicorn. Like, I'm going to take that pretty much 100% of the time. But it's not working out so far. Okay, so I just got stopped out there. Yeah, market's messing with us. Market just messed with us a little bit. Okay, so I just got stopped out on that one. Might look for a re-entry depending on how we react again. You know, we're still trying to form this bullish trend. We're still trying to form this bullish trend and push through these levels, so I might wait kind of for this 15 minute. See how this 15 minute goes, because now it's starting to look a little more bullish, but we'll see. We're coming back up into VWAP again. Okay, like I said, guys, this is a trade I take almost 100% of the time. Almost 100% of the time. We have a sell side level with equal lows. We have a bearish unicorn model on the 15 minute time frame. Like, that's why I don't even care if I got stopped out there, because I'm going to take that pretty much every time I see this setup. Pretty much every time I see this setup, I'm going to take it, right? So that's just how you have to look at it. Like, if you see your high probability setups, like when I see those high probability setups, I'm taking them. I'm taking them, and sometimes they don't work out, right? Sometimes they don't work out. Doesn't mean I'm not going to take them, because I had a lot of confluence on that trade there. But now we're looking like we're just really trying to pump through these levels here. Really trying to fill these fair value gaps. So what we're going to have to see in the next few minutes is we got to see a reaction here. Price start to drop, or else it's going to invalidate this unicorn. Okay, we're seeing a nice bounce off VWAP still on the 1 minute. We're still seeing a nice bounce off VWAP. Okay, so I'm still looking for a re-entry. You know, the smart move here would, you know, the more conservative play, I should say, is to wait for this 15-minute to close and make sure it respects this breaker. That would be the more conservative move. Even wait for this 5-minute to close. But if we start to drop with aggression, I would like to get an entry near the top, have a good stop loss. Right, but it might be smarter for us to kind of wait, kind of be conservative here. Really wait. We could wait for this 5-minute candle to close, see if it's going to get a reaction back down, if it's going to close below VWAP, or if it's going to try to really push up. So about 40 seconds left on this 5-minute time frame. Again, I don't want to fight against this 1-minute trend we're forming right now until I see that reaction back down. I want to start to see that reaction back down here. All right, we're still really trying to push through, so I'm not gonna get a re-entry yet. And again, I'm not gonna look for longs unless if we do displace this unicorn and this breaker on the 15-minute, then that's when I'll start to think about longs, right? Because then we'll invalidate some of our bearish levels. But until then, I'm still looking short. Okay, let's see how this 5-minute. I want to see how this 5-minute just closed. So the 5-minute closed. This breaker on the 5-minute is up here, so we still respected the breaker. We still respected the breaker, but you know, we're still trying to push up here. Yeah, so if we wanted to wait, if we wanted to be more conservative, what I would wait for is the 15-minute to close. Wait for that 15-minute to retrace back into this breaker. But like right now, like I said, we're just pushing up, so we might continue the longs. Right, but the more conservative approach here would be wait to see if the 15-minute starts to come back down, respecting the breaker, and then we see the 1-minute kind of get a little 1-minute, you know, the very conservative approach would be the 1-minute to come all the way back down and get a breaker structure. But right now, we're not really getting that move back down. We're really trying to pump. Okay, and we're respecting this 1-minute bullish breaker that we formed right here. We did bounce off that 1-minute bullish breaker. Right, again though, our 1-minute time frame is not as strong confluence as our 5 and 15-minute. But I like that our hourly, you know, our hourly didn't close below. But I like that we formed these equal lows on our hourly time frame. So we have sell side that we could target down there. We have some sell side that we could target. Right, so we have like 3 minutes left on our 15-minute candle. So if we start to drop, you know, pretty aggressively, I'll look to get another entry in the shorts here. We're starting to come back down a little bit, but we gotta see this 15-minute close inside of this breaker. That's like key to this trade setup, is waiting for this 15-minute to close inside of this breaker. Right, because if that doesn't happen and we invalidate that, then we might push all the way back up and we might be a little bit bullish here. Alright, but I do like this target down here. Remember, whenever we create these equal lows, that's a generation of liquidity here. Typically, we will see price go back down and try to target. And again, it is a no news Monday, so we might see kind of a ranging day today, guys. We might see us kind of range up and down a little bit. We might see us range up and down a little bit. We might not see as much of expansion as we would on a typical day. Alright, so far, one win for like 120 ticks, 130 ticks. One loss for 50 ticks. Okay, so our win still outweighs the loss here. So about 2 more minutes on this 15-minute candle. Let's see what we do here. Well, this 5 minutes still respecting our 5-minute breaker here as of right now. But we got it. It has to close down here for it to fully respect it. So I'm gonna be patient here, guys. Gonna really wait. We're still pumping aggressively. So I need to see like a very strong move back down in this next minute for me to even think about shorting again. Very strong move back down. Right. If not, if we displace this high, we keep pumping, I'll start to look for longs. I like that we have a lot of wicks up here. We're really struggling up here at this level. We are really struggling to try to push through this level right now. So we could see us start to drop from here. We will find out very shortly. We do have this 15-minute order block up here as well. You can see that we're struggling at this level. We're struggling to push through so far. But we'll see, guys. This trend is still very bullish. So that's when I'll start to change my idea, as if this 15-minute closes above right now, I'll start to look for longs. I'll start to see if longs are in play, you know, depending on that structure. Alright, so we just closed above, so we just disrespected our 15-minute breaker. We disrespected our 15-minute breaker here. 5-minute disrespected our breaker, right? So we're looking pretty bullish. So now I'm going to start to, you know, kind of change my idea. You know, and we'll see if we still get a reaction back to the upside. The only thing is we're really struggling here to try to push through. We can see all these long wicks up. That's showing a lot of resistance at this level. And obviously we are in this 15-minute fair value gap still. We still haven't disrespected the fair value gap. Right, so there's still a potential that we could drop from here. But I wanted to see us respect that breaker. Right, but obviously we see a fair value gap order block. Right now we're still respecting those levels. So this is kind of like a time where I'm going to be very patient here. Right, I'm going to be very patient and wait for the right move. Okay, I'm not going to rush into a trade. I'm going to wait for the right setup here. I want to wait for a really solid setup. Remember, guys, don't overtrade your accounts. You should be in the green at this point with already catching 120, 130 ticks and then only taking a 50 tick loss. You should still be in profits as long as you're not overtrading your account right now. As long as you're not taking a bunch of trades, you should be okay. I know there's probably a good amount of you that have taken already like 10 trades throughout this. You know, maybe 5 trades. Maybe you've won, maybe you've lost. But just notice how I've only taken 2 trades so far. I've only taken 2 trades. You haven't seen me rush and try to hop into other trades just because I just lost one. No, because I'm not revenge trading because, well, first of all, I wouldn't technically be revenge trading because we should still be green. But second of all, just because I lose a trade doesn't mean I'm going to rush into another trade to try to make that money back. Right? No, we're going to wait for the right setup. We're going to take our A+ setups. And that's, you know, that's all I'm going to do. So if that is what you're doing right now, if you're just overtrading, buy, sell, trust me, it's not going to work long term. Maybe you'll catch a few winners, but on a bigger scale, it's not going to be very good. Okay, so right now, We're back at VWAP. We're still seeing a reaction off this 15-minute fair value gap. So if we break structure back to the downside again, we might see the short step back in because we still do have our sell side target all the way down here. So if we break structure and we retrace, I'll still look for shorts. But we got to see a break of structure first. Because if we start to see a strong bounce, from one of these levels, then we might continue to head back up. So we're going to see what price does here around VWAP. If we really break low and we break structure, I'll wait for retracement, I'll look for shorts. But if we see a strong bounce off this level, I'll start to look for longs. We'll see what happens right now. I still want to see a stronger move to the upside before I were to long this market, because right now the struggle to push through this level is not giving me enough confidence or enough conviction to take it long. Right now we're kind of consolidating. You can see we're accumulating right now, right? Because we're still, even though we moved up, this right here is all accumulation. This is all accumulation right now. Right here is all accumulation. We're just moving slow. We haven't really moved anywhere aggressively. We're kind of up and down. We're just accumulating orders right now. So what's the next phase? If you guys saw my new video I put out of my course, I talked about market phases, right? Accumulation is right now. So now we wait for either a manipulation or an expansion. Right? So our next move would be a manipulation or an expansion. If it's an expansion, say it's to the upside, we wait for displacement, we wait for retracement, we take it long. If it's manipulation, we wait for that manipulation move, we wait for it to move back down, then we look for shorts, right? But right now I'm not going to take a trade while we're still in accumulation. You will never see me take a trade while we're still accumulating. Sometimes I'll hop in a trade and we will start to accumulate after I hop in the trade, and that's different. That's not really, you can't always control that, right? But if I'm seeing accumulation, I'm not going to hop into a trade. I'm going to wait for a breakout, right? I'm going to wait for the market to continue that trend, or to start to reverse. Like, I'm not going to take a trade in this level right here. I'm going to wait. Gotta wait. See how that 5-minute closed here. This could end up being a 5-minute order block here. Could end up being a strong level of support if we push through this level. If not, this could be our reversal point off this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. Let's see, we just got a little bit of SMT here. NQ came up and took out that high. ES didn't. It's not enough SMT. ES is very close to taking out this high, while NQ is still kind of far from taking it out. You guys notice this high up here? ES is pretty close to taking it out, while NQ is still pretty far. So right now, guys, patience is very key here. Taking a trade in this level here, to me, is not a very smart idea. To me, it's not a very smart idea. I'd much rather wait for us to fake out or to break out, to actually see a real move, and wait for that retracement. Alright, like, notice how we keep trying to pump above and we keep failing. That's why I would wait for us to actually close above with an aggressive move, and then for us to retrace for me to think about longs. But until that happens, I'm not gonna take anything. We have this 15-minute order block up here. We're seeing a little bit of a bounce from. We have this 5-minute fair value gap here. Let's look at an hourly. An hourly, we can see it's kind of all sideways here. Right, seeing this hourly close below would have been nice. Would have been that extra conviction in that trade. On a daily time frame, we see long wick up, long wick down. We do have a lot of volume and balance to fill to the downside, but we also have our fair value gap above with some buy side liquidity. But again, guys, it's Monday, so we might not even see a true expansion move today. Today might be the kind of day where we just kind of gotta, it's more of a scalping type of day, right? And that's why you saw me take my profit down here. When we came down to here, this is why you saw me take my profit here, because it is Monday and I expected us to, you know, not get too much expansion move, right? So typically on a normal day, I would have let this one run a little bit, but because it's a Monday, I like to secure my profit. And, you know, if I miss out on that move, that's okay, because we still caught like 100. I caught 120 ticks on that, right? So there's that move back down. So once we see displacement here on the low, like if we see this 5-minute candle displace these lows, the 1-minute candle displace, that's when I'll start to look for the shorts again. That's when I'll start to look for the shorts again, if we can just see this displacement. Right? I mean, we'd form a little 1-minute bearish breaker here if we close below. Right? Remember, the 1 minutes aren't as strong, but this could be a good level because we have VWAP resting right on our equilibrium of this 1 minute. But we got to see it close below for me to want to take this short again. Right? Because this could end up being our fake out move here. Right? So we got to be very careful here. Got to be very careful. So that 5-minute did not close with aggression back down. Notice how our 5-minute didn't displace. Our 1 minute barely displaced there. So if we start to move back down, I'll look for a short entry here. I'll look. Okay, I just got an entry in the shorts there. I just got an entry in the shorts. I like that reaction off the 1 minute there. Okay, risk management's pretty solid. I could keep a 45 tick stop just above this 1 minute breaker. I don't mind this trade here. I'm only in half a lot. I'm only in half a lot here. Okay, let's use our fib from this high to this low. Alright, so first standard deviation here. You know, we could hold down to this low all the way here. We'll see, guys. Remember, guys, this is only a 1 minute breaker, so it's not as high of a confluence as a normal breaker. But I do like that the 1 minute displaced just now. We closed below. We're below VWAP. I'm going to keep my stop at 17,898. Where's my entry here? 8650 is my entry. So 17,898 is going to be my stop. Going to be my stop here. So just half a lot so far. Remember, guys, the 1 minute breaker is not as strong of a conviction as a 5 or 15 minute. Not as strong of a conviction, but I do like that move back down. I like that we displaced on the 1 minute. I like that we closed below VWAP. Okay, if we start to see reaction, I'm going to add into a full. If we start to move back down aggressively, I'll add into a full. But not until we do that. We're still sitting around break even right now. We're still sitting around break even. Got to see a reaction down until I add into a full. Until then, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep a half a lot. I don't want to take a full lot loss unless I see that trade start to move in my direction, right? Okay, I'm going to add into a full now. I just added into a full. And then we manipulate. Right? So I'm in a full now. Let's see where my entry moved down to. I wanted to see that continuation to the downside. I wanted to catch it at a good time so that my entry wouldn't move down too far. So now it's down at 8475. So I'm going to move my stop down a little bit. Keep it at 50 ticks, just above that breaker. 17,897.25. Remember, guys, we got to see that drop from here. It's only this 1 minute conviction here, so I just want to see this reaction off this breaker off of VWAP. If we can get a reaction back down, we're looking great. But so far we're fighting. We're really not pushing through. We're really not pushing back down. We might get stopped out here. All right, so I'm out of this trade here. Yeah, that's a tough one, guys. That's a tough one there. All right, so now back to around, let's see. All right, so 1 win, 120 ticks, 2 losses, both 50 ticks. Okay, so back to kind of around break even at this point. Like I said, that 1 minute time frame is just not as high of a conviction, but I did like our reaction on the 5 minute. Because we closed below on the 5 minute, and I wanted to see that continuation back down, but we just didn't get that continuation. So we're still kind of chopping right now. We're still kind of chopping. Okay, I still like that trade setup, or else I wouldn't have taken it. Okay, I still like that setup. Right, but if we're managing our risk correctly, we still should be okay, right? We still should be okay. Okay, so we displaced the 1 minute here. We displaced the 1 minute. If we do pump above, say we pump above and displace this high, that's when I would really start to think about longs, because of this would be that manipulation move. And that displacement above would give me that confidence to continue, that the longs are going to continue here. And this being a 5 minute order block, right? This would be some extra conviction too. So if we close above, if we start to displace this high, that's when I'll start to look for longs, right? Because now that would give me that confirmation that this is the fake out move here, and that this is going to be the expansion move. Kind of waiting though, because we might get some SMT here. We might see ES come up here and sweep this high, and NQ fail to sweep that high. So right now, guys, we're still not doing much. We're still not doing too much. We're still kind of just chilling in this area. We've kind of been chilling in this area for a while. But again, guys, like I said, if we displace, this becomes a 15-minute order block, 5-minute order block. Okay, so if we close above, now I'm going to start looking for longs, right? Displace and retrace. So if we can close above this level and we get some retracement, that's when I would start looking for longs, because now this looks like the manipulation move to me. And we might continue to head up. We'll see. I'm gonna be very patient here. I'm gonna be very patient. Yeah, that's another reason why I'm gonna be patient, because we still are entering this fair value gap, right? We're getting some SMT divergence here, so that's why this is interesting, because we do have a lot of resistance levels up here, right? But if we continue on this bullish trend with strong displacement, then I think the longs will continue. But again, we have this 5-minute fair value gap here, this order block on the 15-minute and 5-minute. So that's why, like, waiting for this 5-minute to displace would be a lot more of a conservative entry here, right? So if we wait for this 5-minute to close above, then I do think these longs will continue. If this 5-minute can displace this fair value gap, I think the longs will continue, and we'll try to take out this high up here. But we just kind of got to wait. We got to be very patient with this next trade. All right, very patient with this next trade. Play it smart. Play it smart. All right. Again, if you guys don't want to trade anymore with with this account during the session, you can do that, because technically you still should be around break even. You still should be possibly in the green still after taking that big win. So play this smart. Remember, you don't have to keep trading. If you want to take profits and leave, you can do that. Okay, we're going to see. We formed this 1 minute bullish breaker here that we're bouncing from. We'll see. I'm going to wait. I'm still waiting for that 5 minute to close. I want to see this 5 minute candle close. I want to see if it respects this 5 minute fair value gap or if it's going to close above and displace. If that's the case, we'll have this 5 minute order block here. Inverse fair value gap. You know, we might, with a 1 minute breaker, we might see price continue to the upside and try to take out this high up here. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking out for right now. Keeping my eye on it. We've got 1 minute left on this 5 minute candle. 1 minute left on this 5 minute candle. This is going to be very key to see how this one closes here. Alright, if we can close above like this, and we start to retrace, I think longs will try to push through. Okay, we got about 20 seconds left here on this 5 minute. Let's see how we close. Looks like we're going to close with strong displacement here. Oh, alright, so we displaced the high. We displaced the fair value gap. We displaced these highs. Now if we start to get retracement into this order block, that's when I'll start to look for longs. Alright, little 1 minute breaker here. This is the top of that order block. Low, high, lower, low. So we'll see if we start to get a reaction here off this level. I'll look to start taking longs. But I gotta see a reaction. I don't want to rush into a trade here. Don't want to rush into a trade, just, you know, too aggressively, get stopped out off an aggressive bearish candle, right? If we start to react, I'll start to look for longs. Look at that 15 though. This is why we wait, guys. This is why we wait. Look at that reaction on the 15-minute candle there. See, like, we're now dropping. This market is being very manipulative right now, guys. Extremely manipulative. Okay, so this is why we're going to be patient. Remember, we now touched into that 5 minute order block. We came back into VWAP. We're in that inverse fair value gap. I'm going to start to look for longs here. I'm going to start to look for longs here. And if we start to push, I'll get in. If we start to push up, I'll get in. Okay, I'm in the longs here. I'm in the longs. I like how we reacted off that 5 minute order block here. Look at that reaction we just got. Okay, so I'm testing out the longs now. I'm testing out the longs. 17,903.25 is my entry. Okay, I'm going to keep my stop down below VWAP. 50 ticks again. Remember, guys, this market's being very manipulative right now, so I understand. Like, if you want to stay out of this, you can stay out of this. You know, if you want to just kind of not risk too much right now, I understand not wanting to risk because this is an extremely manipulative market. So, I mean, as you can see right now, guys, we're just getting faked out here. So, this is just not my favorite condition right now. Right, we got our displacement high, we retrace into that 5 minute order block, and then we start to drop, right? It's just our normal plays are not playing out. So yeah, I'm out. This is just not my favorite conditions right now, guys. These conditions are pretty bad. I know we got to bounce from that 15-minute order block. But look how we displace our 5-minute bearish fair value gap. We displace our 5-minute order block. Yeah, it is FOMC week, so yeah, we're going to see a lot of manipulation this week. And we retraced right back into that order block, and then look, this is just, yeah. These conditions are very interesting. Yeah, like it's literally targeting every little like 1 minute liquidity level, right? Wednesday will be very, very, obviously it's FOMC, so it's going to be very, 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 very volatile, right? Yeah, so I think I'm going to wait now, guys. After taking those losses, right? So now I'm a little bit in the red now. I might wait for just the market to kind of stop this craziness. I might wait for the market to stop this craziness, because there's just so much manipulation going on here. So much manipulation. So now we're really bouncing off that 15-minute order block. And we're starting to see a drop, right? So it's like every time I start to get that confirmation, we displace a high, we displace a low, we instantly reverse and go against, you know, our structure. So it's just kind of been all over the place. So we'll see. We'll see if I want to take another trade. I'm a little bit in the red now, so I kind of want to see, right? I'm never gonna revenge trade, guys. I'm never gonna revenge trade. I will still look for good setups because I still have a daily loss limit every single day, right? But it's a little bit different after being in the green and then going to the red. It makes me not want to, you know, lose as much because I was already in the green. You know what I mean? So we'll see if we get a setup, but right now we are just grabbing so much internal liquidity up and down. Look at this. Look at all this manipulation we've seen. All right, down, up, down. Right, so it's Monday, right? So we're seeing seek and destroy conditions right now. We're starting to see some seek and destroy conditions come into play. Okay, typically this would be a short entry for me right here. Typically this would be a short entry, right? Well, actually no, I would wait for confirmation, because look how we came up into that 15-minute order block, but we came down to this 15-minute fair value gap here, or this balanced price range. So this is just kind of in between. We're just kind of back and forth, right? So I'm not going to force any more trades. Not that I didn't force any trades before, but I'm not going to try to take any trades unless I see like a lot of confirmation now, right? Because like someone brought up, I didn't see who it was, but oh, Jordan brought this up, that it's FOMC week, right? So we might see the market kind of looking like this for the next 2 days. We might see just a lot of volatility, a lot of choppiness, a lot of faking out, right? Until FOMC. So these market conditions might be a little rough for the next few days, okay? So we need to keep that in mind, right? But what we can do, what we can control, guys, is our risk management, right? We can't control the market, but we can control how we manage our risk. That's going to be the most important thing about this week to focus on, is if you're going to continue to trade and you know, tougher market conditions, you have to have good risk management, or this market will eat you up. It will eat you up. Right? Yes, it's like I said, seek and destroy, right? Seek and destroy conditions are basically where we see price bouncing after taking liquidity from the lows, right? So sell side, buy side, sell side. We might come up and take buy side, right? So that's seek and destroy. Right, so we don't see really any expansion. We saw expansion this morning, and we were able to capitalize on that expansion this morning. Okay, but then we just got chopped up, right? Because of these seek and destroy conditions. Up and down, up and down, up and down. So we got to be very careful here. There's a way to trade the seek and destroy conditions, but it's a riskier way to trade, right? Because you're assuming that every time we take buy side or sell side, we're going to reverse. So far, that has been the case. We took sell side, reverse, take buy side, reverse, take sell side, reverse. Right, so far that has been the case. So you could try to scalp these kind of conditions but you got to really know what you're doing here, because you don't want to try to scalp every time, because there are going to be times where we do break out of these little ranges. All right, but right now we are ranging up and down, so we could, you could scalp the high, the low, the high, the low. That would be one way to try to trade this market. Because besides that, we're not really seeing any expansion. Overall, though, we still have a strong sell side liquidity level down here at these equal lows. Right? That's why I wanted to see the shorts continue, but we're just kind of seeing price range in this level right here. We're just ranging in this area up here. We're taking buy side, we're taking sell side. Okay, so not the best conditions here. Not the best conditions. There you go, Johnny. Yeah, take care of that account. Sometimes these kinds of days are not days you want to trade your expressed accounts, because it can be hard to keep that discipline. As much as you're trying to stay on top of it, it's so tempting in these kinds of days to continue to take trades, right? And that drawdown will just keep inching closer and closer because you take so many trades throughout this chop, right? I mean, you guys just saw me take a few losses here, right? But because I'm not gonna over leverage myself and continue to take trade after trade after trade, that's just not what I'm gonna do, right? You're not gonna see me, try to keep forcing trades. That's why I've kind of calmed down, and I'm gonna take a step back, because now we see that we are in seek and destroy conditions. Now I've realized that after seeing this low get taken and then we pump. Now I'm seeing that we're in seek and destroy conditions, so I'm going to kind of calm down and kind of just chill out a little bit, right? No, it's probably not a bad thing, Sea Breezy. Like, that might be a good move on your part, right? This might be one of those days where I might not trade my normal account for the rest of the day. I'll still hop on for our prop firm session, and we'll still look for setups in our prop firm session. But this right here is just, not good conditions. Not good conditions. Like I said, if you're a little more experienced and you know how to trade these choppy conditions, right, these seek and destroy conditions, you could scalp it. But if you're not experienced and you're kind of, more of a beginner, still kind of figuring out your strategy, I would personally stay clear of this. Personally, I would stay clear of this. So, yeah, guys, I mean, you obviously see our volume died down. Volume died down a little bit. And we're just up and down, up and down. Yeah, exactly. Or scale way down. Yes. 100%. That's another thing you can do, is scale way, way down. Right? Maybe if you normally trade 1 to 2 minis, maybe you scale down to like 5 micros. Right? I know it doesn't sound appealing to scale down, but trust me, I think you'll be very happy if you scale down on a day like today. Because imagine if you do end up taking a few losses, and instead of being in 1 to 2 minis, you're only in 5 micros, so your loss won't be as much, right? But honestly, I mean, like, I would probably try to stay away from this market today. I would probably, try to stay out of this market today. And that just depends on where you're at in your trading journey. If you can handle that self-control to not trade the chop. Right? I had a few setups here. I took them. I thought we were going to get a fake out, a breakout, right? Like, I will take trades today if we see some more expansion. Like, if we see this expansion, I will still take trades because I do see that we have our sell side liquidity down here. But if we continue to chop up and down, I'm not going to take trades. Right? And I know some people are probably like, why is this guy not taking trades, right? Why is he not taking any more trades? Well, guys, obviously, all you have to do is look at the charts and you'll notice why I stopped taking trades. This right here was my confirmation. After this one right here, I was like, okay, yep, this is not it. This is not it, right? Because up here, we still could have seen an expansion move, right? We could have seen this breaker, this manipulation. But once this low came here and then wicked, and then we pumped right back up, that's when I kind of knew, yeah, this isn't going to be fun. I'd rather not make money than lose, exactly, right? Like, in this kind of condition, that's 100%. Yeah, and again, like I said, scaling down will be very helpful in this situation. Scaling down can be very helpful. And it's like we keep getting SMT divergence between the two, and it hasn't really made a difference. So far, it hasn't made a difference. Like right now, we're getting SMT divergence. ES chop, manipulate, take out the lows. We would expect it to pump here and just take out buy side. But we'll see if that happens. We will see if that happens. Also, guys, to you, I've been getting a lot of DMs. I just want to say this real quick. I've been getting a ton of DMs for people that aren't VIP yet that are asking me to open the sale back up because either they weren't on their computers over the weekend or they had stuff come up. So what I might do is just open it up for a little bit longer for you. If you guys are in here and you're still trying to get that VIP, I might just open it up for a little bit longer just for those people that, didn't get to see the announcement or weren't on their computers. Because I want you guys to still be able to get that deal. But it won't be open for very long, okay? So be ready I'm going to send out an announcement. I don't want to keep it open for very long, right? I just kind of want you guys that missed it to be able to get a chance to still get in that deal. Because, yeah, I know it was tough. A lot of people were kind of gone for the weekend. They're off their computers. Right, so I understand if you missed it. Okay, so I'll open it up for a little bit longer. I'll send out that announcement right after this session. But yeah, I'll probably close it quick, right? I'll probably close it quick. Just because I want to be fair to everybody, right? I don't want to extend a sale when people have already signed up and everything for too long, but I understand why some people did miss out on the sale. So I'll open it up a little bit. But anyways, like I said, guys, just this really not fun market conditions, right? And I know everybody's super excited. It's Monday. It's a new trading week. We've got so much ahead of us, right? But I think the best thing we can do right here is just either scale down very much, really scale down, or just not trade. Right? You probably won't see me trade. I don't know if I'll continue to trade, until our prop firm session. There still could be setups within the next few hours. I'm not saying I'm not going to trade. Yes, Martin, if you signed up, it's because there's a 7-day free trial. Yep, and I wanted to do it that way so you guys wouldn't get charged until after it's not a free Discord anymore. Right. Enrique, you signed up for VIP. Yeah, we can work that out too. If you guys still want to sign up for the, the lifetime masterclass thing, right? And you're signed up for VIP already, then maybe, then I can offer that. I can still offer that deal to you. Just make sure that you send me a DM and, we can still work something out, right? I still want you guys to be able to get good prices and everything, get good deals. I understand we're all in different situations, so sometimes we kind of gotta wait. We kind of gotta wait for a little bit, you know, to sign up for certain things. So I understand if you want to DM me privately, you know, do that. Yeah, Turtle Soup's good. Turtle Soup is a good setup. Right, Turtle Soup is basically like a higher time frame liquidity sweep, guys. So you're kind of looking more of like the hourly to 4 hour for a liquidity sweep. Right, and then you're expecting it to go target. It's almost like Silver Bullet. Right, it's kind of similar to Silver Bullet, but you're looking more for a higher time frame liquidity sweep. Right, so like maybe here, right, like on a 1 hour, we sweep liquidity here, and you'd be expecting us to kind of pump back up to our next liquidity level. But it would be more like, what I would wait for more is for now this hourly to get swept down here, right? Because now we have these equal lows. To me, this would be the better setup, is to see these lows get taken out, and then for us to pump. And we'll talk about Turtle Soup a little bit more in the future. Right, because that's a little more, I want to break down these strategies more of like from simpler to more complicated, right? Because a lot of people here are pretty new to ICT concepts, so you know, I don't want to, you know, I obviously, when I live trade, you're going to hear me talk about these setups, and I'm going to, you know, they're not going to sound very simple. They're going to be a little more complicated when I'm talking about it here. Right, but like when we start to do our educational sessions and stuff, which will be this week, by the way, I'm going to send out that educational schedule. I'll send that out after this session as well. We'll start talking about more strategy stuff. We'll start breaking down things. We'll start having more Q&As. Remember, guys, this Discord, I'm really focusing on education, right? I want you guys to get to the point where you can be independent. Right, and if you choose to stick around with me after that, I would love to have you, you know. But I want you guys to get to the point where you can see all these things that I'm seeing on your own, right? I want you to get to that point. So that's why I want to do more education. I want you guys to get your money's worth. So that's what I'm going to focus on. So I'll send out an education schedule. We might not do education every single day, right, but we'll definitely have, I'm going to send out that schedule. I'm going to figure it out around my schedule, kind of figure out what I can do, because I also don't want to offer too many sessions to where I am not able to give you my best because I'm so, you know, exhausted from doing certain things. I want to be able to time it to where I'm doing the right amount of sessions for you guys to where I can give you my all. I can give you my 100%. Right, I don't want to be, you know, I want to be at my 100% for all these sessions, right? So I'm going to come up with that schedule for you guys for education. I'll send it out. Yeah, all of our educational sessions will be recorded as well. Those will be sent out into our, you know, into our recordings. Yeah, I record every session, and I post all of our sessions to that live recordings tab, right, after our sessions, right? So if you don't see that there, maybe I forgot to upload a video, just hit me up and be like, yo, Trader Joe, you forgot to upload our last trading session. Can you upload that, right? I try to be quick with it. I try to upload them right after our sessions. But sometimes it takes a while to download, and I'll go do something else, and I'll forget that I didn't upload it. So if you guys want to watch those sessions and you see that I forgot to send it, just let me know. But I typically do send those after all of our live trading sessions. And I will do the same thing for our educational sessions. So yeah, guys, I mean, look at this 15-minute. This is chop. This is chop. Look at our 5-minute. This is chop. Look at our 1 minute. This is chop, right? This is not what I look to trade in. Over here, yeah, I still saw some setups. But once we came down to here, this is when I was like, okay, I'm going to take a step back. This is not good. This is not what I'm going to trade in. Yeah, exactly. There's no direction in our market. There's nothing going on. So why take trades right now when there's nothing telling me? There's no breakouts. There's no expansion moves. There's no trend, no friend. I like that. How can you be friends with the trend if it's not real? This trend is like my girlfriend. It goes to a different school. But I swear it's real. Like, this is just no bueno. No bueno. No bueno. But guys, I mean, we can expect this, right? I came into this morning saying, guys, we should expect a choppy market, right? We should expect ranging today because it is a no news Monday, especially because we have FOMC on Wednesday. We were still able to catch a good expansion move here, but we sold at the perfect time because look at how that reversed, right? And I sold here because I understood that there's a strong possibility we might reverse from here because it's a Monday. Now, let's say this was a typical Tuesday or, you know, a normal Wednesday or Thursday where we have expansion days. I probably would have held on to this one, right? I probably would have held on this one for a little bit longer. But this is kind of one of those trades where I'm like, I just kind of want to get out. I want to secure my profit because we could definitely get that retracement from here. And, you know, we ended up selling at the perfect time. You know, so right now you should be, if you've stuck to your risk management plan, you might be a little bit in the red now, okay? You might be a little bit in the red, but it should not be too bad. And some of you might not have taken all the trades with me, so you might still be in the green. Okay, but what I like to do is, you know, if you guys will start to figure out, you'll be like, okay, well, Trader Joe's taking more of an aggressive trade here, so maybe I'll stay out of this one because I don't like to trade aggressively. Or maybe you're going to see me trade aggressively and you're going to be like, oh, like, I like to trade aggressively. I'm probably going to hop in this trade with him because I like the setup. So I want you guys to be able to figure out what your style is. If you're more aggressive, if you're more conservative. I want you guys to be able to figure out that style so that when you see me being more conservative or you see me being more aggressive, you can then kind of identify with that. And you can start to understand, do I want to get in this trade or do I not want to get in this trade? Because remember, guys, you do not have to take every trade with me, right? No one's forcing you. I'm not telling you to take any trades. I'm telling you what I'm doing. And, you know, I want to see if you guys, you know, like how you guys feel about those trades. And if you want to take the same trades as me, great. And if you don't, great. Like, it depends on your style. Yeah, right? So today was a day where I probably should have been a little more conservative after that first trade because of these conditions, right? But, you know, that's just a lesson there in itself, and I'm like, okay, well, I got out. I'm not dead, right? My account is not in detriment. I got out before taking too much loss, okay? So, like, as long as we can manage our risk that way, that's when it's going to be okay, right? But if I were to keep trading and trading and trading and trading, well, how do you realize when you're dead? I just mean like with your account, right? If your account, you meet God, exactly. If your account is extremely red after only taking a few trades, then that's when you should kind of sit back and be like, what am I doing, right? Why am I over leveraging? Why did I go way past my daily loss limit? Right, you got to ask yourself those questions. Because if you're not asking yourself and you're not journaling about that stuff, then it's going to be hard to keep that steady, consistent mindset throughout your trading, right? So like today, say you took some big losses and you continue to trade and trade and trade, and now you're sitting like way down, then that's when you should kind of sit back and be like, okay, I need to calm down. I need to relax. Why did I do this? Why did I keep trading when I knew I shouldn't have? Why did I have conviction in those trades? Why did I over leverage? Right? Just start kind of questioning those things about yourself. Exactly, Jordan. 100%. Right? And that's what seek and destroy is, guys. Seek and destroy conditions are, we're just grabbing internal liquidity. And what I mean by internal liquidity is these liquidity range levels inside of our overall range, right? So our external liquidity is our range, like say this range to this range, right? So this high to this low of this range. So this is like our higher time frame range, right? So our external is at this low and at this high. But our internal is that all of these lows and highs we form inside of this range. So when you hear me say internal liquidity, that's what these levels are. So during seek and destroy conditions, we seek and destroy our internal liquidity levels. As you can see, we come down, take out this low. We come down, come up, take out this high. We come down, take out this low. We come back up, right? We haven't taken out this high, but it's just ranging back and forth with no clear direction in the market. Right, so that's why now I'm kind of just sitting on the sidelines, watching this market play out. Just kind of letting it do its thing. Like, I just, I'm not going to continue to take trades in this, but what I will say is I'll probably hop off here in a minute, and I'm still going to keep an eye on the market, right? I always keep my eye on the market, and if we do see, real setups coming into play, then maybe, I'll give you a call out. Maybe I'll look for a trade. But if we continue to see this price action throughout the day, I'm not going to take another trade. And we'll still hop on for prop firm session, and we'll still look for setups. Hopefully price action might be a little bit better by then. Okay, but until that happens, please, please, please take care of your account. Please don't overtrade. Don't over leverage. Because you're going to go into tomorrow, and say tomorrow we have great price action. You're going to be like, why didn't I just wait until Tuesday? I could have had my account with minimal loss. And I could have been taking some good trades today. But now, let's say you over leverage yourself today, you took a bunch of losses, and then tomorrow we have great price action, and now you can't really get as involved in it because you over leveraged the day before, and you're trying to win your account back. You're trying to get your drawdown back, right? So think about it that way. There's always going to be better days in the future, even if today is terrible with price action. Tomorrow might be better, or Thursday might be better, right? We might see this chop for the next few days, right? So just try to think about it that way. Think about there's going to be opportunity in the future. If I can just take care of my account right now, instead of trying to make $10,000 in one day on a terrible day of price action, I can just wait for tomorrow, and maybe I'll be able to make a few thousand. Maybe I'll be able to make a few hundred, right? Okay, so we're kind of getting that breakdown. Remember, we've only been chopping, so I wouldn't really, I'm not really expecting too much expansion. We could come down and take out this liquidity still. But I'm kind of just expecting us to still try to come back down, range back up, right? Even though we are pushing down pretty aggressively, I'm still not gonna really look to trade this yet. I mean, this looks very solid here, guys, right? To me, this looks extremely bearish. Extremely bearish here. But how can I trust it right now? I just can't really trust it. Right? Another girlfriend example. This market right now is like your girlfriend saying that her friend is just a friend, right? You just can't trust it sometimes. You can trust your girlfriend, but can you trust that dude? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. That's what this market feels like to me today, right? Just look at that. A little manipulation. Little manipulation here, and we're starting to see us pump, right? So like I said, this is just, yeah, I could make another girlfriend example, and my girlfriend might get pissed at me if she hears this. Nah, I'm in a great relationship, but I was gonna say this market could be like your girlfriend because it manipulates so much. Like your ex-girlfriend. Exactly. This market's like my ex. Full of manipulation. That's a better example. Yeah, why wasn't I saying ex-girlfriend this whole time, guys? You guys gotta stop me. This is just like insane manipulation. Insane manipulation here. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do here, guys? This is just, you know, this is something I'm just going to stay out of. This is something I'm just going to stay out of. There's always tomorrow. Or there's always the next day. Don't post this recap. I know. It's a good thing she doesn't watch my YouTube videos. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so honestly here, guys, I think I'm just going to kind of, I might just call it. I might call it here. I'm not going to take any more trades during this session, that's for sure. Not going to look to take any more trades. But again, guys, like I said, I'll open that sale back up right after this for a little bit. So for those of you that still want to join the VIP at the discount, I'll open it up for you. It's only going to be open for, you know, maybe like an hour, and then I'm going to close it back. Okay, so if you want to join, check for that notification right after this. And yeah, and then I'll upload this session right after too. And, you know, I'll let you know if I'm looking for any trades until prop firm session. But if you don't hear from me until then about trades, I'll see you at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll hop on for prop firm session. We'll look for some better setups. Hopefully the market's a little bit better by then. But until then, like I said, ready for those notifications for when I send out that deal one last time. This is going to be the last chance to get it, and it'll go quick. Okay, so I will see you guys soon. I'll see you guys soon. Again, I'm going to keep saying this. Please take care of your accounts. Please, please, please don't over leverage. Okay? I don't ask for much from you guys. That's one thing I'm asking of you today. Alright, that's one thing I'm asking of you today. Alright, guys. Well, I appreciate you so much. God bless everybody. Thank you for joining up this morning. You know, a little bit red, but closer to break even than more red, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad. All right, we'll come back at prop firm session. We'll kill it. We'll get our minds right. All right, guys. You're the best. I will see you soon. Go eat some food. Go get some sunlight. Touch some grass. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. All right, guys. Peace.